Social media is a daily part of our lives. Often, we don't even realize we're using it. It's almost as if our fingers automatically decide to move to that folder. Press that big icon with that red number glaring at us on the top right corner. In fact, put your hand up right now if you have any social media account, regardless of what you use it for. I know I do. As you can see, social media is all around you. Actually, I remember a couple of years ago, I decided to download a social media app called Tango. Anybody heard of that one before? Well, the application itself was quite nice. You had the options of calling, texting, and FaceTiming people. And my friends and I had a group chat. And I couldn't shut my phone off for more than 5 seconds without it buzzing continuously. Like if somebody who had no clue what was going on saw my phone, they would think it was possessed. It was that bad. Anyways, after having Tango for a few months, I remember I received a call in the middle of the night from a complete stranger named Melanie Diaz. Now, of course, I didn't know this Melanie, so I didn't answer the call. But that call soon followed with 2 more messages reading, "Hey Dad, what are you doing?" Now, while this may seem funny to some of you, or maybe even bizarre, because I didn't know this Melanie, she was a random stranger on the internet calling me her dad. But to my 13-year-old self, it felt like my heart was pounding out of my chest. Since it was pretty obvious that this Melanie wasn't really a Melanie, and most likely an online predator, I was terrified. I thought this person had somehow gotten all of my personal information, like my full name, my age, maybe even the school I went to. Because on Tango, you had to search up the person's full name to get their profile. So if this person knew my full name, then who knows what else they could have known. I immediately blocked this Melanie and deleted the message. But something in the back of my mind was convinced that there could have been a better way to deal with the situation. Maybe there were precautions I could have taken. Maybe there was a setting I could have enabled. Maybe, just maybe, if I had been taught how to behave on social media, I could have avoided that scenario at all costs. But I hadn't been. In fact, most of us teenagers haven't been. And if I thought my Tango scenario was scary or frightening, I remember a couple of months ago, I stumbled across an article on BuzzFeed talking about a new challenge that had surfaced the internet, similar to the one of Blue Whale. Except this time, this one was called Momo. Momo was an artifact created by a Japanese animation company. And whilst I'm sure the company had good intentions, it turned out to do so much more bad than good. Cyber predators all around the world were using the identity of Momo and messaging young children on apps such as WhatsApp and other messaging apps, telling them to self-harm or suicide. They were told if they didn't do what Momo had instructed them to, the lives of their friends and family would be in danger. So many young children were falling for the trap of Momo without knowing the dangers present. The artifact has since been destroyed, but the effect it left on these children can't be reversed. And as I grow older, I've come to realize that for children of today, social media is like eating, showering, or even breathing. It's no longer something used in our free time. And the more our world advances, the more it's going to become part of our daily busy lives. So this is where our schools come into the picture. If our schools are educating children for the future, then why is social media not included when our future is technology? These days, businesses are promoted through social media, and nearly all jobs look at your digital footprints. Why is social media something that is being ignored at our schools? Why is it not of importance? A great example of maintaining a very positive digital footprint is our infamous Australian star, Corey Worthington Delaney. He became well known online at around 2008 for inviting 500 people, I repeat, 500 people to his Narrowwarren house via his MySpace and MSN accounts, while his parents were away on holiday in Queensland. And whilst you and I would like to think that the grammar in that invite should have triggered some, should have being the keywords here, some common sense for people not to come, but hey, at least he didn't forget the apostrophe in don't, and that's what matters. Even though the scenario got Corey quite the internet fame, it definitely wasn't a good look for his footprints online. In fact, it's been reported by the Financial Times that more than half of employers found postings that led them not to hire a candidate for an open role. In cases such as these, even though Corey is one exceptional human being, education is what could prevent this. If our schools provided just a few lessons on how to keep safe online and maintain a positive presence, it would engrave a reminder in our minds every time before we press that post button. Because us teenagers need to be reminded of the consequences of our actions. Many would be surprised just how easy it is to be influenced by the online presence of others on any social media site, whether that's Tumblr, Twitter, anything. Often, emotions also get to the best of us. And that's exactly what happened to Cameron Jankowski of Fort Canes, Indiana. While he has many specialities, such as making poor decisions and perhaps tweeting just a bit too much, he's best known for urinating on Taco Bell nachos and then asking his following to guess where he worked. His excuse was, there are no such laws stating what you can and cannot piss upon. Later on, however, when questioned about the incident, he did say there was watered down Mountain Dew that he had sprayed on using a bottle. But we can never be sure. Luckily for many Taco Bell customers to come, Cameron was soon tracked down by hackers, and Taco Bell spokeswoman Amy Kavanagh stated that he would soon be fired, which he now is. But imagine the horror of trying to find any job after that, when a simple Google search of your name results in so many articles about you for all the wrong reasons. But being a believer in positivity myself, I know that if our schools promote social media education, it can and it will make a difference. If we leave all this vital knowledge to be taught at home, one parent might be able to teach their child more than another. We cannot rely on our parents to be teaching their children on the safety aspects, on the importance of their digital footprints, when even though every parent cares, not every parent knows the same. Not every parent is aware. At the end of the day, we should all be taking action. But it starts with our schools. If our schools provide social media education, it will provide all students with the same amount of information, with not one student being left behind. This also means that we can move together as a society. Move together as a society to improve. Move together as a society to enhance the lives of our future generations. And most importantly, move together to make a difference, whether that's a small or drastic change. In fact, many of the movements we see today have been started by teenagers themselves, using social media sites all around the world to promote their ideas. And the March for Our Lives leaders are no different. Students from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, who suffered a school shooting on February 14, 2018, used social media sites all around the world to raise awareness. These are the examples we should be seeing online. These are the digital footprints we never want erased. This is how we want to promote ideas safely. In today's world, students are expected to know how to behave online. Apparently, it's knowledge that somehow magically floats into our brains. But if we were taught the importance of our safety, if we were taught the importance of our digital footprints, we would think more of what we post, what we type, what we say to each other online. Every word would have value. Every sentence would be rechecked. We would think more of what images we were sharing with our online following. But most importantly, our future would be in our minds. Social media can no longer be ignored.